Hi dear fans, friends and subscribers, welcome to the favorite cricket show, the Cricket Happening Show. Well dear friends and subscribers, as far as this cricket show is concerned, right now there are two matches happening. One is happening at Leeds in Headingley, where England are definitely looking on course to get that consolation win against India, and that is the first time that England have definitely looked a part of this one-day international series, because they challenged India by putting up a very good total of 294 for 7 of their 50 overs, which was led by a very good century from Joe Root, who really was watchful initially but later on exploded in a manner that only Joe Root could. And England also, and Ben Stokes played a good cameo knock to take England to 294 for 7 of their 50 overs. And India right now are definitely struggling, because India are 154 for 5 currently here in the fifth one day international. We are in the 34th over, and the power play has just been taken. In fact, 1 over in advance. England have gone for the power play. So Stephen Finn is in charge of bowling operations. For India, hope is definitely there, because the Indian captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni is there at the crease, not out on 26 of 36 deliveries with 1-4 and 1-6. Ravindra Jadeja is keeping him company, not out on 9 of 14 balls with 1-4. And as long as this pair is there, India will definitely have hope, even though the required run rate is at a clip of 9 runs per over to win the match. Well, so England definitely in with a chance here, but well, let me tell you, you can't rule out something special coming in from Dhoni and Jadeja's bat. Well, so one has to wait and watch what happens. I will come back to that, and I will give you a full summary. Basically, I'll be talking about the England innings. While that is going on, there is one more test match which is going on. As I said, the Bangladesh have begun their tour of the West Indies, and well, West Indies, as I said, Bangladesh looking at the bowling resources of the West Indies, especially the pace bowling resources. One thought that it would be very interesting to see whether Bangladesh would be able to bowl this West Indian team twice. Well, definitely right now West Indies are absolutely doing very well right now. In the first test, in the first day's play, just before lunch, we are in session 1 right now, and West Indies have posted 86 for no loss, with both the openers at the wicket. Chris Gayle has in fact gone on to 50. He is not out on 52 with 8 fours and 1 6. Craig Braithwaite is not out on 32 with 3 fours. And Bangladesh had two test debutants today. One is the left-arm spinner Tajul Islam, who has done very well in the Bangladesh domestic cricket scene, and he was inducted, he was included. The left-arm spinner Tajul Islam looked good this bowling, and the other test debutant happens to be Shogato Hum, who is also a very good all-rounder. So, well, I'll come back to that, and we'll talk about that later. But first, what I'm going to start off with let's talk about the very big match which is coming up tomorrow, and that is none other than the Australia-South Africa clash, which is going to be in the finals of the Tri-Series in Zimbabwe. As per the book, one definitely thought it is going to be a South Africa-Australia final, but the pendulum was really swinging thanks to Zimbabwe going on to beat Australia in one particular game. So that really swung the pendulum a bit. But well, Zimbabwe finally, being the hosts, are out of the tournament, and it is an Australia-South Africa final, and what a final that is going to be. Now we know the nature of the pitches that has been prepared as far as the round-robin matches were concerned in the Tri-Series. Were all a lot of spinning surfaces, where definitely helped the spinners, and that's what enabled Zimbabwe to really bowl out these mighty teams for not giving them a chance to score a very big total. So we know spin was the mantra, and spin was something which was playing a great role. But looking at the match which is going to happen tomorrow, that is in the finals, the good news that is coming in is that both Australia and South Africa are going to be given a pitch with lot of bounce and carry. And let me tell you, that is something that Australia and South African bowlers would be really looking out for, because the reason being, predominantly Australian pitches and South African pitches are known to aid the pace bowlers because of the pace and bounce that it generates. So basically, so they would be pretty happy about it. So what a clash. I think this is going to be a clash of the titans tomorrow between Australia and South Africa, because both are going to be playing, if at all, what news which is coming in from the groundsman here in Zimbabwe, that they have got a pitch with lots of carry and bounce. If that is going to be true, the pace packs are definitely going to be in business, both from Australia and South Africa. But all in all, it is going to be a great final. Both are going to be, I mean, it's going to be a real worthy final tri-series in Zimbabwe. The only problem happens to be that there is going to be, that the weather forecast says that is a 40% chance of a drizzle coming in. So drizzle can probably be something that we can see off. And then we also have cloudy skies. So basically, aided with the cloudy skies, the ball will move about. The pace bowlers will definitely be in business, and we might see some stumps being rattled tomorrow. And well, there's a nice noise of the timber being rattled by the new cherry. That would be absolutely beautiful to see. So that is the Tri-Series in Zimbabwe final, which is coming up tomorrow between Australia and South Africa. As far as the previews are concerned, for South Africa are having injury problems on the eve of the finals here, unfortunately. They are waiting for Duminy. Duminy is having a problem. There are worries. In fact, Duminy, as you know, he just got his first 50 in this Tri-Series in Zimbabwe. He's a doubtful starter, so his injury is something which has to be seen whether he is able to be fully fit. And Morne Morkel, they would South Africa would love to have Morne Morkel there, because Morne Morkel, you know, it's such a pacey pitch, pacey and bouncy pitch. Morne Morkel is someone who gets the natural bounce because of his natural height. So he would be the person who would definitely be missed if at all he misses. So, but both of them would be undergoing some fitness tests, and then we'll see. I would really hope and pray that Morne Morkel and Duminy plays tomorrow, because they are in some good form. Duminy has already hit his first 50 in the Tri-Series, so that really shows that. So we are looking forward to a great clash here between Australia and South Africa. Now the other thing, as far as South Africa are concerned, for Australia, the main thing for them to look after would be Faf du Plessis. Now Faf du Plessis, the captain, not the captain, Faf du Plessis, the player, is always leading from the front here, because he has already reeled off 3 centuries in a row, and he is in the form of his life, according to me. And du Plessis is the one wicket that Australia would like to get, because he's the most important wicket. He is a man who is putting a big price on his wicket in this Tri-Series in Zimbabwe with his 3 centuries, and Australia would be trying to grab his wicket pretty quickly. And that is not going to be something easy, because as I said, du Plessis looks in the form of his life right now, with his tremendous stroke making that he has at his disposal. Now, as far as so that is one thing that Australia would be willing to do. They would like to see the back of du Plessis pretty quickly. Other than that, Hashim Amla and Quinton de Kock would be expected to give a good start tomorrow. A.B. de Villiers, Duminy, David Miller is another one where probably one would hope that David Miller really comes up with a big knock tomorrow, and he gets an opportunity to go slam bang bang against the Australian bowlers, because David Miller, unfortunately, for whatever the limited opportunities he has got, he has not really looked the real David Miller, unfortunately. The pace bowling, well, it's always pretty strong as far as the South Africans are concerned, with Dale Steyn, Morne Morkel, if at all he plays, and Dale Steyn, and then they have Wayne Parnell, and then the spinners Aaron Fungiso and Imran Tahir. It depends on whether which spinner is going to play. I would reckon it should be Imran Tahir, even though Aaron Fungiso is bowling. Imran Tahir because of his experience. Australia, well, they are for them, Phil Hughes, Aaron Finch have been among the runs, but probably not with a great degree of consistency. Glenn Maxwell is one who has really missed out on this Tri-Series. One has not really seen Glenn Maxwell score, other than 94 runs that he scored one has not seen him in full colors, unfortunately. Mitchell Marsh has been really making huge waves with his batting performance, especially when he smote Dale Steyn for 3 sixes in a single over. That was something which signaled the arrival of Mitchell Marsh as a wonderful player for Australia. I think he has really penciled himself for the World Cup in Australia and New Zealand in 2015. And other than that, the bowling looks sharp. Mitchell Johnson has not been able to really get any much assistance. Probably tomorrow would be the day. Mitchell Starc has looked good. James Faulkner, Nathan Lyon, the run-arm spinner. So we all look forward to a very, very good finals on this tri-series here in Zimbabwe. And I would only say, may the better team win. Well, so now let's go look at the match between India and England. And as I'm talking to you, Chris Woakes has been hit for 2 fours in this particular over by Jadeja. Probably it is the power play which is going on. So I think Jadeja is trying to take advantage of this. Yes, he has hit 2 boundaries right now. One is on a swivel pull down the leg side, and then one was coming, and it was nicely sitting outside the off stump and beautifully stroked through the point region for a boundary by Ravindra Jadeja. So India 168 for 5. So we'll come back to that. First, let's have a look at the scorecard and what really happened in that particular match. Well, the 5th One-Day International here, the 5th and final One-Day International, it was India who actually won the toss, and they could afford to do that, so they had the luxury of winning the toss. So Mahendra Singh Dhoni decided to insert the England to bat, probably considering the fact that England are the ones who are under the real pressure, but today they did a fine turn for themselves. In fact, the start was not good for England. First they had the wicket of Alex Hales. In fact, Alex Hales' wicket was claimed by Umesh Yadav, who came into the team today, and Umesh Yadav picked up the wicket of Alex Hales. He was gone for 4, and then the next wicket to go was Moeen Ali. Now Moeen Ali was promoted in the batting order. He came down as 1 drop, but Bhuvaneshwar Kumar nipped his wicket, out for 9 of 8 balls with 2 fours, and England were 39 for 2 at that stage. After that, it was left to Alistair Cook and Joe Root. Now Alistair Cook and Joe Root had a real job to do at that stage, because they were 39 for 2 at that stage in the 7th over. And what Cook and Root did best, because both are actually players who are ideally suited to a situation like that, a tailor-made situation for them where they need to really see off the bowlers, and that's what precisely Alistair Cook and Joe Root did. They nurdled their way. They were pretty watchful, and when the score, and they slowly but surely pushed on the score to 91, so that was a 52-run partnership for the 3rd wicket, which was very important. And what it did for England is that there was some sort of a stability when this partnership was going on, and finally this partnership was broken by the part-timer Suresh Raina, when Alistair Cook, after making 46 runs of 64 balls with 6 fours, was a victim of the bowling of Raina when he was caught behind by Dhoni. So that made the score 91 for 3. Morgan came in and joined Joe Root. Well, Morgan looked all at sea against all the bowlers and the spinners. He tried to sweep, he reverse sweep, nothing was coming off, and finally Morgan was a victim as he was stumped neatly by Dhoni of the bowling of Ravichandran Ashwin for 14 of 34 balls with 1 4, and the England innings once again looked like really crumbling at 117 for 4. But today that was not the case. Once Morgan left, Jos Buttler came in, and Jos Buttler definitely provided what was needed with a real sense of urgency. He was there. He was the one who was the aggressor in that partnership, and what a partnership that was. That was the partnership which really took this England innings on to a score of 294, with Jos Buttler playing some very good strokes, not afraid to lob the spinners into the open territories and into the stands. And Joe Root was also in the company of Jos Buttler, was also really doing well. And when the partnership had reached 108 runs, they put on 108 runs, the power play was taken, and in the power play a lot of runs were taken by both these batsmen. In fact, Joe Root took a leaf out of Jos Buttler's book and started slamming sixes of the bowling of Jadeja, and when the score slowly moved on to 225, in fact that was a good recovery from 117 for 4, they took the score on to 225, and that was the time Jos Buttler fell, when he was run out in a very comical manner, as there was no reason for him to go for the run, and he was herring for the run, and he was run out by Dhoni for 49 or 40 balls with 5 fours and 2 6, but Joe Root was still there at the crease. Once Buttler was gone, there was definitely for the first time this England innings were looking, they were looking a bit strong as far as this one-day series was concerned. But after that, it was Ben Stokes who joined Joe Root, and Ben Stokes did not waste any time. He decided that the only way to deal with the Indian bowlers is to really smack them, and he did that to a nicety. Joe Root was watching it at the other end, and in that partnership, which was a very quick partnership which came about due to Ben Stokes playing some lovely strokes with his lot of power and timing, and then Joe Root finally reached his centuries. This was the first century which was hit by an England batsman in this one-day international series, and Joe Root had the honor of doing that when he reached a century. And once the score reached 249, with some very good strokes being played by Ben Stokes and Joe Root, that was the time this partnership had to end, as Joe Root was a victim of the bowling of Mohammad Shami for 113 of 108 balls with 10 fours and 3 sixes. But today Joe Root definitely showed a lot of aggression towards his latter stages of his innings, and finally it was left to Ben Stokes to finish it off with a boundary. He remained not out on 33 of 23 balls with 3 fours and 2 sixes. Chris Woakes was castled by Shami with a ball which was absolutely hitting bullseye. It was a neat Yorker if Chris Woakes couldn't put nothing to it, and it actually uprooted his stumps. Then Treadwell was not out on 8 of 5 deliveries, 1-4, and thanks to Ben Stokes, pretty good hits, England finishing for the first time on a very respectable total at 294 for 7 of their 50 overs. As far as the bowling was concerned, while I'm talking to you, I just like to tell you that there is a wicket fallen here, and that has definitely dented India's chances now, because Mahendra Singh Dhoni has been just dismissed, caught by Ben Stokes of the bowling of Stephen Finn for 29 of 42 balls with 1-4 and 1-6, and India are once again into some deep trouble at 173 for 6 in the 37th over. Ravindra Jadeja is not out on 25 of 23 balls with 3 fours. I'll come back to that later. Continuing the story on this England innings. Well, as far as the bowling was concerned, Bhuvneshwar Kumar today, 8 overs, no maiden, 1 for 45. Umesh Yadav bowled 6 overs, went for 46 runs with 1 wicket to his name, but both of them provided the breakthroughs. Mohammad Shami, 10 overs, no maiden, 2 for 52. Ashwin, 10 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 49. Suresh Raina, 7 overs, 1 for 32. And Ravindra Jadeja was the most costliest of all, bowling 9 overs, where he was hit for 66 runs. As far as the Indian reply was concerned, today the Ajinkya Rahane, the centurion in the previous one-day international, did not trouble the scorers, as he played a very loose shot when James Anderson was bowling. The first over itself, he was a goner, as Ajinkya Rahane, playing a lazy shot, played into the hands of Morgan of the bowling of Anderson for duck, and that made the score 0 for 1. Virat Kohli, the out of form, and let me tell you, Virat Kohli would definitely like to forget this series. He would feel that there was no India-England series at all, because he has been going through the woes as far as his batting form is concerned, as Virat Kohli once again gave away his wicket to the bowling of Anderson. Kortuk bowled Anderson for 13 with 2 fours, which made it 25 for 2, and then Shikhar Dhawan, who was beaten by the bounce that Moeen Ali, the spinner, generated, and Shikhar Dhawan was a victim, but after making 31 runs, he was clean bowled by Ali for 44 balls with 4 fours and 1 6, which made the score 49 for 3. Suresh Raina was the next to go, as Moeen Ali once again picked up a wicket. Suresh Raina was caught by Buttler of the bowling of Ali for 18 of 23 balls with 2 fours, They went to score 91 for 4, and then there was a brief revival with Ambati Rayudu coming to the crease and with Dhoni with him. But then Ambati Rayudu was definitely playing pretty well. He was looking pretty good. He had put James Treadwell twice onto the stands for a 6, and he was also playing some beautiful strokes. But then Ambati Rayudu finally was gone, because Ambati Rayudu probably trying to trying to attempt a big hit of the bowling of Ben Stokes, and Cook took the catch at mid-off. He was gone for 53 of 65 balls with 3 fours and 2 sixes, and then the score read 132 for 5. That was in the 31st over. After that, there was a real urgency brought into the Indian stroke making, as Dhoni hit a 6 for the bowling of Treadwell, and Ravindra Jadeja joined him, and the batting power play was taken, and India started reeling off runs pretty quickly. I mean, they were taking advantage of the batting power play by probably putting on some very useful runs, but then Dhoni was a victim of the bowling of Finn, as I said, for 29. And currently I'll take you down to the game live to see what exactly is happening. Let's go live to the ground and see what exactly is the current situation. So let me take you down to the ground right now, and let's see the live situation, and I'll also talk about the West Indies Bangladesh game in a brief manner, as I am really running short of time. So the update that I would like to give you right now, as I said, Dhoni is already gone, and I would like to give you a live cricket update before I leave the Cricket Happening show. Well, the score, in fact, India have lost one more. The score is 176 for 6 right now. Jadeja is not out 27 or 28 balls with 3 fours. Ravichandran Ashwin is not out on 1 of 2 balls. So India has an onerous task to perform here. They require 119 runs with 4 wickets remaining, 12 overs remain, and the run rate is almost creeping up till 10 right now. So I think England are absolute favourites now to win this match and get the consolation win. And briefly before I go, just give you a live cricket update here from the Kingstown here in the Bangladesh tour of West Indies, the first day of the first test match. It's lunch on day 1, and as I'm talking, the umpires have just taken off the bails, and all the Bangladeshi the two West Indies openers, Craig Brathwaite not out on 40 with 4 fours, and Chris Gayle not out on 61 with 10 fours and 1 6, are trooping back to the pavilion. Just talking about it, it was a session where the Bangladesh bowlers had to really toil. 103 for they had to really toil to bowl to the openers, as the openers played very well. And looking at the lunchtime situation, Gayle not out 61, Brathwaite not out 40. Al-Amin Hussain has looked good with his bowling, 9 overs 5 minutes, none for 22 for him. Rubel Hussain, well, again is looking listless, 8 overs, none for 29. Mahmudullah, 2 overs, has gone for 15. The test debutants, one is the left arm spinner Tajul Islam, has looked pretty impressive even though he's not taken a wicket. 8 overs 2 minutes, none for 25 for him. Shawkat Oham, the all-rounder, has also just bowled 2 overs for 11 runs. Well, that really leaves me only time to really wrap up this cricket show for today. Thanks for your company as always, and thanks for your tremendous contribution to this cricket show. Your host Ram. We'll see you all tomorrow, and as you know, it's a Saturday. It would be a late night Cricket Happening show with your host Ram. Until then, it's goodbye for the day. Thank you.